Hello, this is Pastor Sidney of the All Faith Liberation Church in Chicago. There were people who have been commenting in the comments of videos lately, encouraging me to speak of the end times and speak of things of the end times in my sermons to y'all. I'm going to take that and actually do that in the several videos to come. We also, if you stay tuned, we're going to have a podcast on Fridays. Might be posted later on the week of Saturday or Sunday. We're going to try to do every week. It's the Holy Rollers Mystic Podcast with Brother Anthony and several other people who will be part of it. That will explore Gnostic Christianity and Gnostic perspective as opposed to the Nicene Christian perspective that most Christian churches are. And in our circle of friends, our circle of family, our church, we are exploring really the mystic potential of every experience in life. But what I really want to do right now is begin this discussion of how several people I've listened to, including a scholar named Dan McClellan, a wonderful biblical scholar, and Reverend Ed Trevors, and several other people have given me several ideas which coalesce into this thought, that the Bible can mean almost anything because it's the context of the community to use it for what it will be used for. And of course, something as old as the King James Version has been around for hundreds of years, being part of revolutions, being part of even repressions in all the form of cultural discourse in the English-speaking world. One of the reasons I tend to like to use it, even though, of course, it's got a lot of flaws in it, too. So with this in mind, we could talk in terms of what different things in, say, the book of Revelations mean, or we could say what could be interpreted in the inspiration of what these words could mean to you or me in conversation. The nicer thing about, instead of trying to find the exact reason, the exact meaning for every single word, it is more beautiful to let the words be flowing and be applicable to every time period to come. And that's why there is no one interpretation of the Bible. It really is one person can have many in their lifetime. So how can even one person be right? We're always changing with it. And in that way, the Bible stays good because the Bible is always there with us along this journey. Just a very short passage I want to take today, which I've quoted several times over the several years of our church. We've had this be a reading at our gathers in our circles. It's Revelations 2:26 through 28, King James Version. And he that overcometh and keepeth my words unto the end, to him I will give power over the nations. And he shall rule them with a rod of iron. As the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my Father. And I will give him the morning star. Short passage today, and a very amazing, you could write books longer than the Bible talking about those three lines. What does it mean to stand for God till the end and have power over the nations? And what does it mean, this thing called the morning star? Well, this is the thing that I want to convey in the next few minutes of this video, and we'll be building on it for a while longer in many videos to come and in the podcast. The idea that there is no one meaning to anything, but that the meaning can be applicable to different things that you see in culture as you grow, as the culture grows. And that, especially in the book of Revelation, but all through the Bible, you have this idea that everything is of a double meaning. Everything is possibly good or possibly bad. For instance, this particular passage, there'll be people who think that, say, President Trump is such a man who stood and now he has power over the nations, and then he has the morning star. But the pharaohs of ancient Egypt were taking an idea that was a universal to all human beings, the idea of the resurrecting self from the old self, with the conversation with the goddesses of wisdom and the goddesses of earth, which is very easily put up. I'm going to put this up as a glyph. You'll see it on the video. That mystery, which comes from Egyptian thought through Judaism and then Greek thought into Christianity, into this revelation that we're seeing, is that the morning star could be both Lucifer and Christ, you see? It could be both a good thing, like a person becoming powerful, every human being powerful, every human being a leader, or it could degenerate into the idea of a cult of worshiping a leader. And one thing I will say, especially to President Trump, if you were listening, I would say there is a warning to all of us and to you not to usurp the power that all people are supposed to have and only wear it for yourself. If you wear this crown, friend, it be a crown of thorns. You will end up with nothing. You will end up worse than nothing. You'll end up being the most hated president we've ever had. And that shouldn't be, anybody's choice or anybody's career or anybody's life. But unfortunately, the temptation of power is such that people will be tempted. So this idea again is the seven lights of God, and I think Revelations 4:5, and several other places. The seven candles, the seven churches. Is this not the same kind of thing as the seven heads of the beast, of the dragon of Revelation? Is the whore of Babylon and the woman, the mother of the universe, the queen of the universe in Revelation 12, is this the same person in a way? Is the Christ and Lucifer kind of similar beings in a way? Well, it really is up to us to make the choice. Whether we take the power that is given us, the idea of the morning star, which taught the original people centuries and millennia ago, the motion of the stars. It would be the Venus, the morning star, over 8 years would make a star shape. And that became the symbol of both satanic thought and also humanist thought. Both of those being the good and bad aspect of that power that we're given. The idea that Prometheus, from the Greco-Roman myths, was a similar picture, a person who gave the fire to human beings and then was cast out by the gods. It, in a way, is the same mystery of, can we use these powerful things that we have? The idea of, space travel, the idea of nuclear energy, the idea of any medicine we have. It can be both a good and a bad thing. It can be both the very pinnacle of our power, but it'll also be the undoing of us. I'm kind of everywhere today. I'm going to end it soon, probably just in a moment. But just the idea to get you to think about as we continue to explore, and we'll probably talk about it during the podcast in a few days with Brother Anthony, the idea that there's so many things in the Bible that reflect older traditions, the Egyptian concepts of the god that is Sekeku, who is the god of darkness, but he's really the god of light going into darkness, and his mate Kauket, who he's been separated from. One of the reasons he's a crazy god and just making everyone crazy. Kauket is really the loved one that he needs to get out of that mess, which is to get him from darkness into light, which is what she is. Well, these mysteries are not hard in stone, one thing or another. They're actually the idea, the mystery that was hard behind us to grasp. It's the idea that all things are both that and their opposite. And it is up to us to have the discernment and the responsibility and the maturity to use these powers that we are given for the better, So if you are President Trump wanting to do good with your power, well then do good with your power. Don't just submit to the way that most people think of power, as a trickery and as a usurpation and as a tyranny. If you want to be a tyrant, friend, you will be called a tyrant, and you will have no stability in this country, and we will lose everything we've had. That is not something worthy of long-term history. People don't remember forever the great kings and queens of the past unless they were noble people, unless they were trying to help. If they're just a terrible person just trying to line their pockets. They're forgotten like Jeroboam is forgotten, like Ahab is forgotten. Only David and Solomon are remembered because they were put their own beliefs above, their own needs below the needs of their country. So use this morning star, this power, for the good. Don't use it for evil, because you are the only one that can really make that decision whether you will use it for good or evil. We'll be talking again. Thank you. And I appreciate your attention.